Today I get to experiencing something new that doesn't exist anywhere else kosher in the country, a kosher Druze restaurant. What is Druze? Well, I really don't know. So today I'm here with Raif, owner and operator of Tabunia, the only kosher Druze restaurant in the entire United States, Manhattan, New York.
I'm Raif Rashid from Israel, actually, born in Osfia, Dalet El Carmel. Tabunia came from Taboon. Taboon is the Taboon oven, the break oven. Okay, our food is most made from plants and from nature. And the Druze is around a million and a half people in the world. Very small community.
Where are you sourcing everything from?
From Israel, the olive oil, the olives, the za'atar we have here, the feta cheese, everything. And now here become our mission to introduce our culture and also make some connection between people.
This is a magnificent flatbread that's cooked over a hot taboon. It is called a sage, and it is the star of the show. Imagine just kind of a crispity, crepe-like laffa-esque with this kind of creamy lamna, that Israeli tomato salad, I guess we call it the Druze salad also, and just an incredibly bright harif. I get this introduction to this laffa-like, kind of crepe-like. You don't even decide what it is. It's almost like a stretchable cracker. In fact, we'll call it a Druze matzah because it's the best in the world. Super thin, there's an edge of a crisp, and it still kind of has a bite and a pull. But inside is all the flavors of the land. There's that Israeli feta that gives it that texture and that salt, and then you have that labneh, which kind of is that yogurty just kind of edge. Then you have that wonderful bright spicy, but you have that tomato, cucumber, Druze/Israeli salad. This thing is the flavor of the land, the flavor of the culture, the flavor of the Druze in something that I've never had before, but immediately understand where it's coming from. It's called Mujadra, but in my Minnesota hokey pokey language, I always called it Mujadra. This is a wonderful, wonderful bite of lentil and rice stew. We have the Israeli pickle, we have the Israeli olive oil, we have everything in here, and it's just kind of that hometown Middle Eastern kind of experience. Mujadra, a lot of different versions, still my favorite kind of thing. Almost like in a tabbouleh-esque kind of way. It's creamy and just creamy rice. What we have here is the idea of a flatbread in that kind of great oven. And this is the Muhammara. Muhammara is a roasted tomato and onion dip. It is a Druze flavor that you're gonna find there. And to have it in this kind of hot, great kind of pizza-ish kind of, tabouni dough with that great labneh, which is just kind of a touch of the culture, and the obvious olive oil that is the grass in nature. What we have is the Muhammara, which is a toasty onion with that touch of that sweet red pepper-like paste, like an ashvar going on. This is a delicious bite. This is a delicious kind of cultural bite that I now get to access because it is fully kosher. That Brea is that great kind of flaky pastry. This one has mozzarella and the bright and spicy slug. This slug is not a mess around. Oh yeah. What I have here are both sides of the pepper. We have the red and the sweet, and we have the green and the spicy. And just a touch of mozzarella that kind of exists in between, like the crispity and crunchity, is perfect. It's not a cheese pull kind of action. It's something that is so accentuated by these two extra sauces here that are just, fantastic. This is the one of the dessert options. This is that wonderful sage bread, but done kind of in a dessert style with a silan, which is kind of date honey, tahina, which is that nutty, and then that shredded halva, which is sugar and sesame together. That makes perfect sense. That's sesame on sweet, on sesame on toasty, and sesame on nutty. And there's a classic flavor of like a kind of Middle Eastern sesame whole dessert line. This is like a crispy laffa crepe, and it's done in a savory, it's done in a sweet. But what it's done is it's done in a kosher for a guy like me who's never ever kind of spoken to a Druze guy before, but it's for sure the first kind of Druze food I've ever eaten. This is Tabunia in Manhattan, serving kosher Druze food. Oh,